We are in DayZ on Xbox again. And damn, they need to fix those clouds. This is the top priority here, people. It's not the inventory, it's not the bugs, it's not the server. It's these clouds. I mean, look at them. Look at these things, these abominations. What were they thinking with these clouds? Did they think these clouds are acceptable? I'm here to say no, they're not acceptable. These clouds are visceral obscenity. Ugh, appalling. Anyways, I kind of figured out where I am. I'm in Berezino. And, you know what? The content that we're going over today will kind of, it will come to us. That's what I'm saying. Who knows what kind of action. I was thinking, maybe we'll head out into the forest, because there's, maybe some animals out there, and, try to get some cool interactions going, if you know what I mean. A little bit more hype, a little bit more excitement. And, actually, I think last time was pretty cool. We had some neat stuff happen. I ran into some people. I displayed sort of a good interaction and a bad interaction with people. I guess one thing that we could focus on again, and this is actually a little behind the scenes, supposed to be the focus of the last video, was zombies. Kind of talking about zombies a little bit. So we're going to put that in there, and, at least we can have something going on in this. Alright, so we see zombies. Something that people always talk about are the fact that, there's no zombies around. Oh no, I can't find any zombies. There's zombies. You see them right there. I've killed my fair share of zombies too. Now, the reason that zombies are sort of minimal is that that's kind of realistic. You're not going to find a zombie in the middle of the forest. You're just not going to. I mean, why would a zombie be there? There's no food source for it. There's no reason for it to be out there. You might occasionally, but I mean, this is not The Walking Dead. There aren't imaginary zombies out in the middle of the forests in the middle of nowhere. That makes no sense. You might come across the stray zombie that's out there, chilling around, meeting people and stuff, but generally, zombies are in towns. They're around important objects. They're where people would have been, where people might have gotten infected. And I think that's an important thing to know. They're also kind of ghostly. They go through walls, as you can see there. But yeah, I wanted to generally sort of go over zombies today a little bit. They're abundant, and there's a reason they're not in, huge swarms. Like I saw a number of people be like, oh, I wish there was swarms of zombies. I don't really think you do. It would be a little overwhelming. I mean, one zombie, fine. Two zombies, okay, sure. Three, yeah, not a huge deal. But if you get to like bigger numbers of zombies, and you do have that happen quite often in this, especially if you're going for better loot, they will overwhelm you. They can be powerful and they can be deadly. I just wanted to kind of mention sort of why the zombies act like they do, and sort of why they're situated like they are. So the best way to deal with a zombie is a melee attack. If you're getting attacked by multiple zombies, or you feel overwhelmed, or you feel like you could die, simply pull out a gun and shoot them. It's pretty easy to do, not a big deal. So zombies, for the most part, wow, this one is kind of lagging or something. It's crazy. Anyways, so for the most part, zombies don't really care about your existence. Yes, they want to eat you. I mean, you're their food source. But generally, you can move around them, and as long as you don't get too close, they won't do anything to you. You're just a shambling, walking dead. Anyways, so another cool thing that I want to mention is you can find loot in zombies. And I've said this multiple times, and I kind of hope that one of these guys that I do kill today has loot on them. Because basically, they're a great source for not really anything too important, but you might find a can of beans or a soda, something to keep you going if you are starving from food. Zombies can be a good source of kind of keeping you alive. And it's important to check their bodies, because you never know what you're going to find. Same with checking clothes in the environment, guys. Always be taking looks at them. You never know what you're going to come across. So yeah, we've got zombies. They just kind of shabble around. They don't do anything. It's fine. Come up to them, try to approach them, and keep hitting them to the point that they keep getting stunned like this, and then they're an easy kill. The other ones, see, look, there's an item on this one. They've got bandages. Exactly what I was saying. But I mean, they are pretty easy kills unless they're flopping around and getting around you. You just got to get into a swing of it where you're constantly stunning them before they're able to hit you. No damage, no hurt. Easy going. Nice zombie kill. Check for any loot and be on your way. It just takes a second. And it's not a big deal. And honestly, zombies aren't in this game. They're not supposed to be. They're kind of that extra wild card. I know it's DayZ. It's like, oh, it's a zombie survival game. It is, but it's also the fact that this is more of a natural survival. It's a simulation in that sense. It's supposed to be a little bit more hardcore. And we see that not in the sense of zombies, but in the interactions between people. There's nothing crazier than, you know, being perhaps in a shootout or a situation with another person in this world, and then zombies come into the mix. It's a nice change of pace, and it's a different sort of strategy. You can even sort of just let the zombies take out other people too. And I think they're a nice little twist in what's going on in things. So I'm going to head out to the forest because I want to take a look at things out there. So zombies are also easy to run away from. You just kind of look away and you keep going. But yeah, try to get out of their line of sight or their aggro, and you should be fine. But sometimes you can't, and the zombies will keep chasing you. At that point, make sure you're safe and then eliminate them. Remember that using bullets can draw attention that you don't want, so, you know, be cautious in what kind of equipment you're using. And there is, of course, the contextual menu that I've gone over in the past. I do personally find it a little awkward in this game to use and a little bit buggy, but if you can get it working for you, do so, because, you know, it's probably very helpful and a quick way to change weapons if you are in a dangerous situation. Because the game doesn't always let you have time to sit there and, you know, pick through what you want, especially with the controller. So we're going to take a look at the forest. Nice little forest area. Either this will be an exciting walk or a dangerous trek. Who knows? Personally, I've gone through a lot of forests in this game and I haven't come across anything remotely dangerous. So who knows? I just thought it'd be a nice change of scenery and maybe even just a casual chat about the game. I do think generally I've covered, again, I keep saying this, I covered quite a bit of features and such in this game. Quite a lot, actually, and even last episode I was very surprised at the quantity of things that I was able to go over, considering I hadn't really planned for them specifically. Like, I have a general idea when I come in here, but yeah, it was a nice surprise, some of the stuff that happened, especially the interactions with people. I thought there was a good mix there. Rocks. Apparently you can find rocks on the ground and you can make like a knife out of them, which is cool. Not something I've come across. Lots of trees to cut down. If you ever need to get a fire going, I guess going into the wilderness might be nice, because there's not really a lot of people out here. I find that individuals tend to stay towards cities, which is smart. But again, guys, maybe you think about going more inland, as I've been mentioning, to some of the other cities, especially if you're having, you know, a problem finding loot and stuff like that. It's just kind of a good strategy, and I'm kind of going to miss my Berezino city, because I do think it's a really good spot, obviously with the medical center there and the good waterways. But it's time for me to move forward and go somewhere else. Maybe make my way over to the airfield eventually after a couple of these. You know, and stuff like that. So with this building being a wilderness, I mean, obviously it's a lot of trees, it's a lot of quiet, there's not a lot of stuff going on. But there are paths still, and ways to know where you're going. Obviously, using a map online is a great indicator of where you need to head. At the beginning, I was kind of near a sign, so signs are a great indicator of generally where you are, or a good way to kind of pinpoint where you are. And trust me when I say the guides online are the best way to sort of handle your situations and learn about where you're going. Another great thing that I don't normally do is just jog like this. It's less hazardous on your health, your like food, your water. It's not going to waste as many resources. The reason I don't do it is kind of pacing, because I want to keep things sort of exciting and, you know, moving for people so that they're not getting bored of what's going on, like this trek through the forest. So my general goal here is to eventually move forward to the Dubrovka kind of area, or perhaps to Gorka, aka Ropka. So that's sort of the path I'm taking, but I'm doing more of a scenic route in the hope that I come across creatures, as to say, and stuff like that. It's a pretty nice forest, you know. I like how they've got the natural style done well. And you're seeing the trees sort of like move and the sun shake. I am hoping we come across a night server eventually too, because I keep getting told that they are something that is in the game, but I have yet to see them. So, you know, whatever. And if you guys do want to see more live streams and stuff, let me know. I'm not sure if that's what somebody wants at this point, but the video content seems to be quite popular for this game. I want to show off as much of it as I can. I mean, it has a lot of technical details, but some of them take a lot more work or more people. And that's something to explore. I do find it difficult to sort of coordinate with random people as opposed to friends, so I'm hoping some of my buddies jump on the bandwagon with this one. Hey, Bales! Love these things. I got stuck in these when I was little. Or did I get stuck in? I was really just trying to get the attention of someone. That's a fun story, but something I won't go over. Anyways, so there's a little bit of a town we're seeing over the top. We've easily moved to another section. And yeah, we didn't come across any animals, sadly. They are out there, but, you know. Sorry for the spoilers, nothing too exciting there. But we didn't go over zombies, and you can see the sense that there's not zombies in the field or the forest. Why the hell would there be? Going back to that. Because, I mean, there's nobody there. I was out there, but I was just taking a quick walk to go somewhere else. And you're going to see more zombies in the towns. I think, personally, it would be neat if they added something, such as a swarm mechanic, where there was a giant rambling horde that perhaps went, like, across the world at random times. I think that would be a really neat way to spice things up. I'm saying, like, just a massive horde clump of zombies that sort of just rolls through, and they have this kind of path they go on throughout the world, so you never know when they're going to be there. And then you could just be chilling in a town and be like, oh, damn, there's a huge, like, marching horde of them. And that would be a nice mix-up. But you have to understand, I don't think there's going to be a ton of features added to this game over time. And I say that because I do have the experience with the PC one, that development is slow. I have more of a confidence because Xbox is very focused on curating their early access titles. The Xbox Game Preview has really had a good track record. Seriously, they've put out some great games, and they've all been developed very well, very quickly, and had lots of updates. I hope that happens with DayZ. Maybe we'll get some new features because of this new focus on the console, but don't get your hopes up too much, guys. You gotta be like me, and you gotta keep realistic expectations. I hope they do implement lots of things. Obviously, you know, people really, really want base building, and hopefully we do get to see base building and everything come in cars. I don't know why they wouldn't, but you know, the developers do what they want, right? So we'll see what happens, and we'll see how responsive they are to feedback and stuff. And obviously, the more you bug them, the more you're gonna hear. But guys, the clouds that we don't see right now, big focus on clouds. Can we get the clouds fixed? I think we can. Here we are in Norha, which is not exactly where I want it to go. This is down, sort of, I guess, east of where I want it to go. That's hilarious. Wonder where that was shot. Probably not here. But it's a town to check out nonetheless. Maybe we'll do a video in every town at some point. Who knows? We got a lot of zombies here. As you can see, it's a focused area. So whoever says zombies don't exist in this are just not looking. We're not trying hard enough. Or maybe not even playing. I don't know. People lie about things. But yeah, it's a neat little town. I want to take a look at it and maybe make this even part of the focus for everything. Who knows, you know, mix things up a bit. I'm just trying to create, you know, some neat things to kind of go over tips and talk about the game extensively and throw in some side stuff along the way. It's a neat little town. It's like a church at the center of it. That's nice. Churches actually typically have pretty decent stuff, but since I've been playing this iteration, I haven't found too many good church things. So, you know, there's that. And it's kind of a lame little church. This is something that's a little bit more inland, but again, not totally safe. There's a good chance that people would have ran out to this place. It's a nice setup, though. Definitely give it that. I'm gonna pull out my gun, though, just in case anybody is nearby, because you never know, right? But you've seen how basically just jogging around doesn't take as much health away, and my bars have been relatively good. And, you know, you can definitely clearly see that. I've mentioned kind of sitting back and not making as much of a push to people because I'm really thinking about this from the general consensus that a lot of people don't understand how to really play this and all the mechanics of it, so I'm trying to really teach for basic things. And I think once we go further along, I'll be able to focus more on the advanced technical stuff and new features as they come out. It's really good at the start, though, to get a good basis of all the parts that keep people alive and going, because I hear tons of stories of death because people aren't eating, or dehydration because they're not drinking. You should not get dehydrated in this game, guys. Go watch the water video. And I do have sort of something that does cover different technical aspects, so here's like a public address broadcasting thing. I want to do that stuff. It's kind of weird and useless, but whatever. But you know, I definitely want to help folks out that are having difficulties with this, and it does seem to be something that is coming up quite a bit, that you know, people are having problems with some aspects of the game. The hell is this? Like a weird hat, I guess. Oh, it's like a farm. That's cool. But it's a neat little town, I think. I personally wouldn't stand up or hold up in it because there's not a lot going on. But it's a neat spot if you want to go to it. I'd like to see some gangs maybe take up different spots, but I think we're going to have to wait and see how that develops. Okay, I think we're going to the wrong part of town. We're going to cross the country this way, and we're going to go and take a look at things over yonder. I don't know, I think I've sort of covered quite a bit and done a fairly good job of it. I know people don't like hearing so forth, which I find funny. But you gotta remember, some of these are extensively cut. Especially when I'm recording, I sort of tweak things down and chop out stuff just to kind of keep it timely, while also going over the maximum quantity of things, where I move things around so that I can show them off at another time. Yeah, it's just nice forest. I keep hearing stories about wolves and stuff, and I really do want to come across them so I can sort of cover these creatures, but I've trekked hours through the forest and I haven't seen anything like that. Apparently there's pigs too. I haven't seen any pigs. I know cows are out there, so not out of the question the pigs will be there. It also seems that the servers are a little bit more stable right now. I don't know. The launch has been sort of rough, I imagine. That's what I've been feeling, and I know others have been commenting on that. I'm really just going off of what people are saying generally, so keep your feedback and comments going in regards to what you'd like to see and everything like that in the future. I guess this was more of a nice relax and chat sort of one, going across the countryside and really taking in the sights. I mean, we did see a couple cities and stuff like that, but I do want to get to the other town and, you know, kind of get there. I like how there's markings on the path. I find that very interesting. You know, there's an actual direction to them. Oh, maybe there is a little bit of an ambience in this. I complained about an ambience in the past, you know, the lack of it. But I was really kind of comparing it to PUBG too, and saying, you know, games in general that are like this style need to have more. Like, I want to hear like a wind or a breeze and more of the natural stuff. Throwing in birds is cool, and it's like, oh, that's nice, but it's not really the same as actually having a realistic ambience. I know it should be quiet so you can hear people. No, that's not real life. I mean, You're trying to make a simulation. You need to make it sound as though it's real, not just look and, you know, have all this technical detail to it. So we're in a small little area. I think the big town is over there. Yeah, okay. So I think this is a good kind of vacation spot for now. It's like a pub or something. I don't know. I can't read any of the Russian in this. Kind of looks like a pub, right? Or like a bed and breakfast or something. Neat little area. Probably no loot. A hoodie. Wool coat. Nothing better than I don't already have. Anyways, that's DayZ. I know it's a bit more of a casual one, but this is sort of going along. I do want this to feel as though it's a progression of a journey, you know, with my characters and everything like that, so you can follow along and you're not totally lost in what's like happening or how did I get to a certain point, so that maybe you can actually draw like a comparison and a line to be like, you know, he went from this spot, he gathered these supplies, and then he moved to another area this way, and he was able to gather these supplies. So that maybe you can actually trek your own adventure through the world, split off, you know, go and explore things you're probably going to play in longer periods of time than I do. But, you know, really get out there and experience what DayZ has to offer, because there's lots of little hidden secrets and things to stumble. Stay away from boats. They're entirely useless, and I think we're sort of near where I wanted to go. This is a good point to kind of call it. Hope you enjoyed this more casual DayZ adventure of zombies and stuff.